Hello, everybody. This is John. Welcome to the Mershman Seeds Ag Weather Outlook for August 26, 2017. Well, over the last week, we got some needed rain in spots. We got some not needed rain in spots, and then some areas missed the rain altogether that needed some rain. Good part of Iowa here that received this rain really needed it, and it went a long way. So western Iowa received 3 to 5 inches of rain in spots. Generally the western half of the state, most of those areas that was really needed, and it was really good to see. Northern Missouri also really needed rain. Not as much, a couple inches, 2 to 3 inches, but still that was good. South of Kansas City, not so good. That area's been very wet, does not need more rain. And then I want to mention that most of Illinois, which has been very dry, and parts of eastern, southeast Iowa also didn't get much rain, little or any rain over southern Illinois, and even the eastern Corn Belt needs more rain. So some areas got rain that was needed. Many areas did not get rain where rain was needed as well. So temperatures over the last week, we've been in this really interesting pattern. It's been a cool pattern. Like I said, all summer, it's what sort of gets me interested in this summer, looking back, which I think is unusual. Not so much that we're getting these temperatures of either above or below normal, but the persistence of them. And here we go over the last week. Cooler than normal temperatures over many areas. That's the green. The green's not a whole lot below normal, the light green. And then the upper Midwest, that's where it was significantly below normal. Most of the Corn Belt, if you look at this, was either a little bit above or a little bit below. Now we look at soil moisture, really not too bad. And the reason why is because the western Corn Belt has had an uptick in precipitation over the last 3 weeks. That area has been dry. The eastern Corn Belt, which has been very wet, has dried out. Now we need some more rain in many areas still. What's helping us are these cool temperatures. The evapotranspiration's not as much because of the cooler temperatures. But look at southeast Iowa, most of Illinois, part of Indiana. That's the area that we need the most rain now across the Corn Belt. Parts of the western Corn Belt as well, but again, look at that green. Soils have been replenished in some areas. So over the last week, here's the change that we've seen. Blue is increases in soil moisture, and that's good over western Iowa, northern Missouri. That's good. It's good over Illinois where you see it. Now the big story, I'm sure you're watching Harvey as it came inland, and there's a talk about the intensification as it came across the Gulf of Mexico, and it really fired up incredibly strong as it moved up towards the north, towards the coast. But Harvey actually developed way out here, and then it dissipated, and then it reformed, and then developed again. So if you really look at the track, it extends quite a ways. But as you also have likely heard, this is going to be a real rain-producing system. One of the things that I saw that we looked up the other day was there 1.5 million head of cattle in that area. So with this inundation, that's a risk you're not hearing about as much. But right now you can see the rain starting to really pile up. We're over 8 to 12 inches of rain already on the coast. And if you look at this spaghetti chart here, look at this here. It really does look like spaghetti. Models have no idea where to take this. So pretty much it looks like it's going to sit there. But other than that, I really don't see any of that moisture getting up too far close to the Midwest. That's going to stay confined to the south central U.S., primarily Texas, maybe smaller parts of Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana. I do not see anything else out there that's going to affect the Corn Belt. Now, the system in Florida looks like that could develop as it goes off into the Atlantic. But again, I don't see anything from a tropical nature. So the jet stream this week, and you know what? I always show you the 3 time frames as we go out through 15 days. You're going to see this dip in the jet stream over the eastern Corn Belt right through the period. So here's the first 5 days with cooler than normal temperatures over the entire Midwest. Precipitation, really a quiet week, quieter than last week, but there's some modest precipitation here and there. I think if we get that in parts of Illinois, Indiana, and even Ohio, that would be a needed rainfall, so let's hope we get that. But Iowa, eastern Iowa, southeast Iowa, southern Illinois, areas that need rain. I don't see it in those areas. We get into the August 31st through September 5th. Not as strong a pattern, but still you can identify this ridge of high pressure in the west, this dip right here. So the pattern is roughly the same. Probably temperatures over the central Corn Belt near normal, the west a little bit above, the east below. We look at 90-degree days. Now, we're not in fall yet. We're still in summer. And as you know, August and September, early September can bring us some very hot weather. Look at the number of 90-degree days. Hardly any over any of the area here. And again, I think that is one of the things, even though we've been dry, the demand, the soil depletion is not as high because of the temperatures have been really unusually cool. Now you can see some of the dry areas. Those areas are areas where temperatures are allowed to warm a bit more. Look at that southeast Iowa, and that's saying still only 2 days, maybe 3 out of the next 10 reaching 90 degrees or exceeding it. Now let's get into the early part of September, 5th through 10th. Look at that pattern again. So we're looking at right through early September, probably mid-September, right through mid-September. Now we are talking about fall, that dip in the jet stream and cooler temperatures. So I think that's a story here. Let's summarize temperatures is really a trend of below normal temperatures fluctuating from near normal to significantly below normal over the central and eastern Corn Belt. Western, not so much in there, but still, I don't see any signs of above normal temperatures. I think there's a high confidence in that forecast. So week 1, I talked about precipitation. Really a fairly uneventful week in most areas. That doesn't mean no rain, but fairly uneventful. Strong dry signal over the southeast U.S. And you can see the rain with Harvey confined to Texas. Here's week 2. These models are showing still that precipitation with Harvey still on week 2. Some signs of maybe a little bit of an uptick in precipitation over the central and eastern Corn Belt on week 2. We'll see. I don't have a high confidence in that at this time. Thus, for the next 10 days, it looks like the average will be drying soils over almost the entire Corn Belt. And our summary, unusually cool weather into September. Like I said, it'll fluctuate a bit. It'll occasionally get back closer to normal, but I think more days than not, we're going to be below normal temperatures. Very modest rainfall at most, scattered and modest, but I think when we look at it from a week to 10-day range, below normal, the significant majority of the region. So enjoy the cooler weather. It's really been, over many areas, a very pleasant late winter after that heat wave towards the middle part of the summer. So hope everyone's doing well. If you have any questions, or if you want to just pass me a comment, John, John, @bluewateroutlook.com. Love to hear from you. Take care.